Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be trying out a drugstore foundation that I have never tried, so we're going to give that a go. I'm going to give you a full day of wear and check in with you and how it did and how I liked it at the end of my day. So, be on the lookout for that in this video. So Visible Lift, they're marketing this because it has retinol and vitamin C in it. As we know, retinol is scientifically proven and different forms of vitamin A to help aging skin and to support aging skin. And vitamin C is a brightener. Both of those actives are a great thing to add to your skincare regimen. However, if you watched my other drugstore video, I mentioned that I don't actually look for skincare actives in my foundation. That is not a selling point for me at all, because I take care of that if I so choose with my skincare components and how I go about treating my skin. So, okay, that's nice that it's in here, but what I'm really looking for is the wear, how this goes on, how it feels on my skin. Is it going to settle in my crepiness, in my full-on wrinkles in my forehead through very quickly in the day? I am loving the L'Oreal Infallible foundation that I tried a couple videos back. It's becoming kind of my go-to. I've really enjoyed it. So I wanted to check this one out as well. When I was applying this foundation, I immediately saw that it is not a good hit when it comes to the color choice for my skin. It is just too orange, just a very light sort of orange color. However, I would rather err on sort of that warmer side than the cool side. I find it easier to correct as I apply my makeup when it is on the warmer side, even if it's a little orangey, versus when it's too cool, too pink, too, pinky. That's harder for me to make work as I progress in my look. I feel like this is sort of a light to medium coverage. It can be buildable for sure, and it went on really well. I tend to put my foundation on these days with my sponge. It's not dampened, and I didn't have any problems spreading this around my face, moving it around, and getting a nice kind of even coverage with it. My foundations need to work well with my skincare as well as the sunscreen that I use, because if that doesn't happen, then my foundation is just going to break apart through the day and it's not going to give me good wear at all. So I like to see how that's going to go with what I put on my skin. So today I actually did not set my whole face with setting powder. I'm doing a little experiment. I did have to set underneath my eyes, and I used the Bye Bye Pores setting pressed powder for that. And that's it. Now, I did in essence set that contour that I'm going to be doing here in a little bit with the powder form that's in that palette. So I just really went over the top everywhere where I put the cream contour. I'm actually loving the Patrick Ta bronzer contour palette, having a lot of fun with it. Today I'm going to be contouring with just the cream, and I'm going to use that cream even contouring up into the forehead and giving me a nice, really pretty bronzed look. I think this does work really well for fair skin, and it is hard to find a bronzer and a contour for fair skin that works. And if you are fair skinned, I know you know what I'm talking about. Loving the Catrice Blushes. These are sweat-proof, waterproof, but more than anything, I am really loving the finish it gives. It's beautiful. It doesn't give you that sparkliness, but you do get a little bit of this really sort of vague illumination, and I love the finish of these blushes. I'm really glad that I got 3 for basically the price of one high-end blush, and loving all the colors that I got so far. I also wanted to try this Milani blush. I look at it more as really kind of a highlighter, and I have to say it's quite beautiful. So that's what I used it as, really is more of sort of a highlighter. Give me a really pretty glow look that I love. All right, it's actually been about 6 hours, a little over 6 hours, and I always like to, in my head, 5 hours, and if it's still looking good in 5 hours time, whatever happens after that, I feel like, well, That's a long time for it to look really good. And it's usually around that 5-hour mark where if something's going to happen, it usually has by then. I just feel like that 5-6 hour mark is my sort of marker, you know, and I'm happy if it looks pretty good still. So I have not done anything, you guys. I have been out. It got actually quite warm today, but I've been outside, got kind of a little sweaty. So yeah, I have gotten a little warm today. Did not touch anything up. I didn't even refresh my lips. I did have to get the stuff that kind of gets in the corner of your eyes out of there. Other than that, maybe doing this several times during the day like we do, nothing else has happened. I did not powder my T-zone. I didn't refresh my blush. I did not do anything. So what I am seeing is definitely, you know, got that T-zone shine breakthrough, which is healthy, by the way. That means that you have a good healthy amount of oils that you're producing, and that can decline and does actually decline as we age. So if you're seeing breakthrough, you know, halfway through your day, your skin is doing a great job doing what it should do. So you can blot, you can add a little powder. When I start sort of questioning what could be going on, especially with more mature aged people, and there's really getting that breakthrough, is when it's early in the day, when it's like 10 a.m. and they've got a blot. They're really, you know, producing a lot of oils. Then my questions are, okay, are you over exfoliating? What's going on? By just natural sort of physiological things that happen as we become over the age of 50, 60. It's really unusual to really have oily skin. There's usually a reason for it. It could be what they're using on their skin. It could be over exfoliating and the skin is just trying to repair its barrier. So anyway, I do question someone who says they still have really oily skin and they're over the age of 50. Not to say that that doesn't happen, but just, you know, most of the time there are other reasons behind it. Now, I'm looking in a regular mirror, and this is a 5x mirror. So I'm really giving it the once over here with my 5x mirror. And that's because I don't have contacts in right now or glasses on. So I can't see a whole lot in a regular mirror. What I am seeing is some oxidation for sure. Now, as mentioned, I did not hit on a good color. This was way too orange for me. May not even come across over the camera as off as it was. Definitely was not a good choice for my skin at all. So keeping that in mind, but I do feel like there was even some additional oxidation through the day, taking into consideration that I did use bronzers. And don't forget that I did use the Milani Blush, which is really more of a highlighter, really pretty sort of champagne-y peach color, you know, right in here. So, but what I'm seeing, I think, is true oxidation. It's also completely gone in certain parts of my face. You know, there's absolutely no foundation left here on my chin, my nose. Very little foundation left there. It's completely broken up and, you know, right through my nostrils where I have those broken capillaries. Breaking up also on my forehead. I have spots right in here that just really don't have any foundation on anymore. It's really kind of puddled right in through here. I wear glasses all day long, so it's unfair to say what's going on there because I'm constantly, you know, being a glasses wearer. As for it sort of settling in my lines, I don't really see that. I just see that it's broken up and it's disappeared, just kind of completely in spots. Yeah, so don't really have much on my nose left at all. It's really pretty much gone right in through here, but in all fairness, come on, you know, I have been drinking. I made some iced tea. So yeah, remember, I've been eating, I've been drinking, you know, I may have, you know, like wiped my mouth at some point and got my chin. This is all true. You guys, another thing we have to remember is I did not set this foundation. So that is a bit of an unfair game, isn't it? I know. I just was really excited to try it. I don't know. So I did not set this. I did set my contouring and I set underneath my eyes because if I don't, my lord, my mascara, because I do treat my under eye area with certain, you know, my eye lipid serums and whatnot. So I have to set under there or it's just going to be a mess. Yeah, you know, we're looking at sort of, foundation all through here, across the forehead, all over that I did not set with setting powder. Really, to give this a fair shake, I should wear it another day and set my skin like I normally do, and then get back to you with that. With what we did today, and I can even see that, my blush and everything is kind of broken up as well. My makeup just has looked better around this time of day even. Something else, for the most part, is the higher end, more expensive foundations on the market. They mostly have built-in primers. It's a formulation that is superior in that they kind of take the big picture and wrap it around the entire formula. So while you are paying more, you might want to decide if that is worth it for you. However, there are exceptions in both of those arenas for sure. And that's what this series is all about, is trying to find the good ones in both of these, the drugstore makeup, the lower end budget friendly versus the higher end, because those have flops as well. And, somewhere in between we land as well. For instance, the L'Oreal Infallible, that one to me is beautiful, and this one is not living up to that at all. But again, I do need to set it and kind of put it through its paces again. So it's hard for me because the color is so off that I kind of can't get past it, but I see just blotchiness right now. It did not wear well, and largely that could be because it wasn't set. If you want to know what is in my entire look that I did today, including what I put on my eyes, please always refer down to the description box area below the video. I will list everything that I used when I do these types of videos, so feel free to take a gander down there. So if you found this helpful and you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell because it will notify you the very second I upload a new video. All right, we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.